the Ether of Wrestling podcast. I'm Alex. That is Shaw. What's going on, my brother?
Everything is great. I have so much to talk about because was a really, really great week of wrestling so far.
I would like to. I agree. I agree. I don't know if it was all great, but it was definitely interesting. It was definitely some topics to bring up. Like last night was November 18th, the taped Raw before the Survivor Series. It seems that the show started off with the return with the call out of Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton and Candace and Liv and Raquel when they called out the Big Three and EO. But then we had the surprise return of Rhea Ripley with the Cody Rhodes mask, and she wrote War Games. What did you think about that?
I think it was great. I mean, I generally loved everything about it. It was awesome. But the only thing I know it was only 5 against 5, but it's like I wish we could have got Selena Vega in this somehow. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's been kind of left behind a little bit this year. I know it was too much, but I don't know.
I feel like you could have took out Rio for EO, but EO's going to do those high spots, and that's what EO does. She's been in every War Games. She's going to put a trash can on and she's going to jump off the top of the cage. That's just what EO does. But if you're going to take anybody out, it would have been EO because she doesn't really have a beef with anyone. She just wants the women's championship. She's not even feuding with Liv. Liv is still feuding with Rhea, and Rhea's not the number one contender. So there's that. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
I don't get what's going on there. But anyway, so then after that we had the Rey Mysterio. Speaking of Zelina Vega, Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega wrestled Chad Gable and Ivy Nile. What was your opinion on that match?
I that one. It was cool, but I don't really have an opinion when it comes to anyone in there. Like I said with Selena, I would rather have her be in a contenders match for a championship or tag team with something like Ivy Nile. She's dope. I like Ivy Nile, and it was a cool match. But once again, I wish they could do more for Selena Vega than stuff like this.
I completely agree. But she has that match showcased her athleticism. The catapult Hurricane Rana off of Ray to Chad Gable was amazing. Um, I saw a clip online when they show Ray did the same spot with Ultimo Dragon catapulting him over in New Japan. So I honestly think she's come a long way. She can be the Rey Mysterio of the division. Um, but she also isn't one of Triple H's favorite ladies. Not top tier black and gold like Rhea is. So I don't know. I hope maybe one day there'll be maybe with a good heel turn with a lot of them. Like maybe Ray can turn heel. I would love to see that because seems like Dominic is near face, getting ready to turn face soon. I think. But then we had then later on we had the Sheamus versus Braun Breaker match. Wow, what do you think about that one? for the Intercontinental Championship?
Anytime you got two big guys in the ring trying to kill each other, I'm always happy. So yeah, spot to spot, it was what I expected. Even that spear towards the. I mean, the way that they shaped the ending, I think you really had the crowd thinking that there was a chance that Sheamus was going to win that match. They made each other look strong in that match, is what I love about it. But the crowd going, oh, it's on the 3 count when he kicked out. The whole crowd like going, man, like they really thought like Sheamus really had a chance because you've seen title changes on Raw before. So overall, it was a really really great match.
I completely agree. I completely agree with you on that. Um, I feel like not only was it a great match, it elevated Ludwig Kaiser, which is something I felt like he's definitely talented, but he was never elevated. It seems like they wanted to give him a push for a little while, then they stopped, and then they came back, and he's going to be in the Intercontinental title picture, and I think he deserves it. I wish they would have done something with Vinci. I really wanted the Imperium guys to kind of take over Raw more so than Judgment Day. They could have feuded with Judgment Day, in my opinion, when Priest was there. They didn't have to truly break up the Judgment Day. They could have just kind of Priest could have had like a sub faction, kind of like the way they did the NWO when they had the red and black. But I really wanted Kaiser and Vinci to do what they did in NXT UK. Uh, Amazing talents, and then Sheamus, proven track record. He's the guy. He's the you know he's the one guy left, him and Randy Orton from his era, that are still on the main roster. And Braun Breaker is the future of wrestling, in my opinion. Like WWE, the future of WWE is Braun Breaker. I don't see too many other people coming along and doing what Braun has done. He has that Steiner energy. He gives off an amazing athleticism. Like he's more athletic than Scott was when Scott was Big Papa Pump back, in his later years of wrestling. But he definitely reminds me of a combination of both of them from that early NWA, WCW versions of the Steiner brothers. He's definitely like those guys, and I love it. So I'm excited about this feud. I hope it goes long. I hope it goes hard. I hope they're wrestling on the pay-per-view this weekend because they deserve a spot. They deserve a spot. I'm tired of seeing Braun wrestle on Raw. I think um he deserves to be on a main pay-per-view on the main stage. I think so. It would be it would be amazing just to see him come out there and crush it, because he's going to crush it. He's going to be the guy. He's the future. He's going to be the world heavyweight champion, WWE champion. As long as he stays healthy, I see Braun Breaker. Sky's the limit, and everything. Heck, his rival could his Randy Orton to his John Cena could be Ludwig Kaiser, because our Gunther. Heck, I don't know who it's going to be, but he's going to be that guy we think about in maybe 10 years, as long as he stays healthy. As man, he carried a lot of this Triple H era of professional wrestling in the WWE. Then
I
after
mean, we'll
the
see what they do with Braun Strowman. I mean, I I just hope that. I mean, I know they took the belt off him, but the positive about him getting the belt back is that he can say he's a two-time Intercontinental Champion.
true,
That's pretty dope. So I hope they continue to push him because I honestly feel like if they use him right, like the way they should have been using Shayna Baszler, but that's a whole other thing. I think he could be that champion that they need for that division. And the Continental belt on Raw is a big deal. it's a working man's title, and I think that he'll be a great champion.
Oh yes, definitely agree. And Shayna's a totally different story. Um, Shayna should have been over. I think it was a mistake putting Shayna with Ronda so early. In disassociating her with Ronda. Yeah, they know each other, but they didn't. They shouldn't have connected. They shouldn't have been a tag team. But I know there was a Ronda call. Ronda wanted that before she left. So I want to win the tag team champions with one of my best friends. And nothing wrong with that. But I think it hurt Shayna more so than it helped Shayna in the long run.
There are no monster heels on Raw. There aren't, that are believable. Shayna Baszler as a monster heel, I think is truly believable, you know, and she doesn't need to be in a crew. She can do it solo dolo. All of them can really. I think this whole faction they got, whatever that is called,
Pure Fusion
it's
Collective.
hurting them. Pure what?
Pure Fusion Collective. But I know it's a dumb name. I'm not gonna defend it at all. I'm not defending it at all.
I'll drink to that.
But yeah, I'm not defending it at all. Um, the PFC, if you will, brother. They
Oh, go
they. I mean,
abbreviation.
you need to abbreviate it because ain't nobody gonna say it. Um, they're there. I think I was cool with Zoe and Shayna being a tag team, and I thought that Sonya was just gonna be a manager. Not that she can't go in the ring because she can, but I thought she was just gonna be a manager and a mouthpiece because she's a better. She can speak better than both of them. So but that didn't happen. They're just a team. Um, I think all the great women's factions in WWE are were in NXT. Shout out to Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction. They had something special
Best
with them.
faction in that held that down for a year.
I know Mandy's making money way more than she made in WWE just being Mandy, but she killed it on NXT. She killed it on NXT. Her,
Yes.
Gigi, and JC. Those girls, I know they got the knockoff uh, Toxic Attraction now with Fatal Influence, but I don't think that they're as good as Toxic Attraction because the the energy Mandy gave and the other girls just kind of took some of that energy with them. But the energy Mandy gave, she did a heck of a performance as that character of Mandy Rose. You know, so I don't know women's faction other than Damage Control without Dakota Kai. Not that they need Dakota, but without Dakota Kai, because I don't. She just doesn't fit because she's not Japanese. But anyway, um, you know, and without we need Oscar back. But that's the only saving grace I think of the women's factions in the WWE. But hopefully, we'll see some Oscar come February 1st when the Royal Rumble hits Lucas Oil Stadium. We'll hear some Oscar return, hopefully.
Maybe.
They need something, I think. They need something. Then we had the growing dissension of the Judgment Day was continuing when the Roar Raiders defeated Dominic Mysterio and Carlito. What was your thoughts on that whole situation and the beatdown afterwards? Obviously,
I'm happy for the War Raiders. Um, it's great to see them back. I mean, you got one of the biggest dudes in the world. I mean, one of my favorite wrestlers was Bam Bam Bigelow, because he can move in the ring.
yeah,
You know, those guys can move. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree.
And great match. I think as far as the Judgment Day, I think it's time we gotta break this up. It's time, bro. It's getting kind of, It was cool when you was beefing with Rhea, but Rhea got her own thing she kind of doing now, and like, you know, and in the women's division on Raw, bro, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. You don't have a tag team title over there, which they need to bring that back. And then on top of that, you do not have any kind of like mid card belt. And then the women's championship is being withheld over a freaking love story. They put this nigga's face on some toilet paper. I'm just saying, like, bruh, like we gotta shake some shit up in 2025.
I agree. I agree. I see the Judgment Day breaking up here very soon, and with the War Raiders, they got the old name back. They got the old energy back. Um, Eric and Ivar, you're right. They are incredible athletes. They can move like nobody's business. They can sell. They have facials. They know what a hot tag is, and their moves are incredibly impressive. Um, so they should be the tag team champions on Raw. I think myself and probably like most people, when you only think of tag teams in WWE, you think of SmackDown because that has the relevant tag teams, Motor City Machine Guns, uh, heck, the Bloodline, the Street Profits, who are killing it, by the way. Heel turn, a real heel turn, not like the fake heel turn they had with Lashley. Um, you know, I think the SmackDown tag team scene is stronger than the Raw tag team scene just because Finn and JD don't wrestle on television. They're just in backstage segments to push along Dom and Liv. Um, Granted, that's getting ready to end now, and Dom is probably getting ready to get kicked out of the Judgment Day. Him, Liv, and Raquel. They'll be whatever they're going to be, which is cool. I'm fine with that. Maybe that'll end the storyline with Rhea and with Rhea and the Judgment Day, Rhea and Dom, all that stuff. I still think it needs to have a match where Rhea wrestles Dominic. I know they don't want that because of the licensing deal with Mattel and everything, and the toys don't want the men to fight the women, but it's Dominic. Like, he gets one move in and Riptide match over, something like that. It still needs to happen, but I trust Triple H's process. He'll make it happen some way, somehow. Whether there's a match, it'll be a definitive end, I think. But it does need to come soon.
I
You are
remember
right.
when
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we had a match where it was a feud. It was Baron Corbin and Seth Rollins,
Mm-hmm.
and to get at Seth Rollins, he gave his
Becky.
wife a good old fashioned, yeah,
In
and
the
like,
days. Mm-hmm. I
bruh,
remember.
no, whole crowd went, oh,
I
oh.
remember.
Nia came out to the men's Royal Rumble,
Got that RKO.
right? Came out to the men's Royal Rumble. She got RKO'd and all kind of,
Yeah,
oh.
she got hit. She got beat.
I think people are old enough to know that this is scripted, and these people are just putting on a show. They're not really trying to kill each other.
I agree. But it's we also think about, yes, we collect toys, but toys are not made for us. Toys are made for kids. Um, you know, toy. So I
Toys
think
are
it's.
made for everybody. So, listen, some of us feel like, you know, I.
I mean, there's toys in my background as well, but I mean, yes, we do have toys as adults, but the thing is that toys are made for children. We are the second. We have an afterthought. We are the people that buy the toys for the children, not the people that buy the toys for ourselves. At least that's what they're made for. Even though I've had a wonderful conversation many times with the people at Mattel at my local Target when they come to visit and see the displays. But I mean, I'm still not their target audience, and neither are you. But I totally agree with you. I remember all those spots, all those instances where something has happened to one of the women and they got physical with the men and the men won. But I guess they want to get away from that. But Netflix era is coming up. I would love to see one of the headline matches on the Netflix debut on January 6th to be Rhea versus Dominic Mysterio. That would be amazing.
They said Netflix is going to be TV 14, so I don't know what that means. I don't know what Raw is rated now. Whatever.
TV PG.
Oh, well, I'm seeing some things on there that's not very PG lately, so.
All right, R-Truth, that's not PG.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So I can imagine. I guess I don't know what TV 14 going to be, but if this is PG, I can only imagine what they're going to do on Netflix.
A lot of beeping, a lot of cursing, a lot of Rock saying "fuck this," but that's the Rock. That's what he does. But I can't wait to see what they're going to do. Hopefully, it's not. I would like to say, I don't know if you caught any of the Mike Tyson fight live. I know it was going on during SmackDown, but I can tell you that I did watch it. Well, I attempted to watch the Mike Tyson fight, Tyson versus Jake Paul. And if the stream is anything like that, we're going to have a hard time watching Monday Night Raw, brother.
Oh, no. People will be at that office with pitchforks.
So I just hope the stream goes well. I would also, before we touch on this main event angle, I would like to ask your opinion. What's your opinion on that Travis Scott, I'm pretty sure Fiend, will be the theme of Monday Night Raw? I'm not sure, but I know Travis Scott he's going to be performing the theme of Monday Night Raw when it moves to Netflix.
I love Travis Scott. I've loved Travis Scott for years. I remember when he first came out and I was DJing a lot. Like I had a lot of his stuff in my playlist, so I'm just as an artist, I'm just a big fan. So
okay, so you're excited for that. He's also the new hardcore champion, so there's that as well.
Oh, cool. Maybe he'll defend against Drake or somebody. I don't know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he'll have a spot on the first show. He's going to be performing the whatever song that is going to be the main theme of Raw live. So since he's going to be performing the theme, I'm pretty sure he's going to have to defend that hardcore championship that Triple H gave to him, this past weekend.
Oh, this is going to be huge. This is going to be in January. This is going to be the first big event of the year. So them doing this thing with Netflix has been talked about for so long. So I know it's going to be a highly watched episode.
Oh, for sure. That's the reason I don't want it to be like the Paul Tyson debacle that happened. Because,
yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're going to get 30. I don't think they're going to get 80 million people, but they're going to get enough because it's worldwide as well. And, we can't just take in the United States. We got to take in, Europe, and everybody else is going to be watching this. Saudi Arabia, shout out to, there are some people going to stay up late, and I get up early to watch wrestling all across the globe. So who knows what it's going to be like, but hopefully they get this server issue fixed by then, and have it ready so we can actually sit, watch, and enjoy professional wrestling.
Yeah, instead of watching scramble wrestling, like trying to watch those wrestling pay-per-views, but you didn't pay shit.
You talking about that? Those old 90s pay-per-views. I remember that, brother.
Yeah.
Just listening to it. I think
you can hear the sound, though. You can still hear the sound.
You can still hear the sound, but you couldn't know what was going on. Couldn't see. You had to guess. I think that's a foot. I think that's, so I definitely understand that. Then we had, which by the way, before we get on this main event, I know a lot of people don't like these 2-hour Raws, but they flow really easy. I think they go really quickly. It's over.
They only need 2 hours.
They only need two. I know they're going to go back to three with everything come January, but I'm enjoying these 2 hours.
Yeah, some of us got to be at work at 4:30 in the morning. So
Exactly. When you get up early, you don't want to stay up till 11.
no, no, I'm in bed by 9.
A lot of times I can say I watch Raw in the morning. Like I watch Raw during breakfast.
Yeah.
I watch the first hour, maybe first two, but then the last is always a breakfast meal. But now I can watch all of Raw, so I'm excited about that. So I do
Mm.
have to ask this Gunther and the Gunther backstage segment with Damian Priest, where Damian Priest hit him with the pipe and told him he was the street king, and that Gunther might be the ring general, but he's the street king. What are your thoughts on the new direction, pretty much, of Damian Priest?
They're like, look, man, we got to find a way to make this work with this dude without the Judgment Day. We got plans for this guy. We want to make this guy like, we want to make this guy our guy because we got plans for him. Because they got plans for Finn Balor. Because they need him to beat this guy for the belt so that we can get Finn Balor to beat Damian Priest. But he can't just beat any regular old Damian Priest. He's got to beat the Rat King. He's got to beat the Ninja Turtle arch nemesis. That's what he dresses like. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like,
That
this
he's down in
couple
the
is a bit
sewer.
weird.
He's down in the sewer
Yeah,
menacing,
he's got to beat
breaking
the
his,
Rat King. You know what
trying
I'm
to
saying?
kidnap Splinter. God.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's what he's got to do.
he does have that grimy outfit thing going on now. But I think he's trying to channel some Razor Ramon Scott Hall vibes. You know, rest in peace, Scott, NWO for life. But I think he's trying to get that Scott Hall energy going. He's not quite that cool. Um, but he's approaching cool status. I don't agree with you that he's going to dethrone Gunther, because I think Gunther is there's more money in Gunther being a huge heel than it is Damian Priest being a babyface. Damian Priest is older than Gunther. Like, Gunther's in his early 30s. Damian Priest is around our age. He doesn't have that long to be on top of the WWE mountain. I think they gave him his one token championship of doing a good job, and now you can be near the top of the card, but you can't be the guy. His star power isn't CM Punk's star power, so I think CM Punk has a chance of beating Gunther more so than Damian Priest, just because of name, not because of age. But the name of CM Punk carries a little bit more weight than the name of Damian Priest or Punishment Martinez or whatever name you want to call him.
Yep. No, because I think Punk's taking some time off. Punk can't be champion. Punk can't be champion because look at Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is champion, has to defend that thing. He has to fight different people, be on Raw all the time, and you know what I mean. Punk has to do the same thing. He can't just have a feud for 3 months, take a break, have another feud for 3 months, take a break like he's been doing. Like, he has to be there, be there. And they put the strap on Punk. It's not gonna be for 3 to 6 months. They're gonna want him to have that belt for at least a year. But I think he's more concerned with his feud with Seth Rollins right now. And we're going to see Finn Balor get that belt sometime in 2025. Like, that man has to win the belt next year. He's not getting any younger. Bruh, he was the first Universal Champion. Sorry he got injured. I mean, but dang, like, y'all forgot all about him? Like, I thought this whole Judgment Day thing was to get people to push. He's supposed to be the leader right now. To do what? To have a singles run that leads to nothing? Nah, man, put the strap on him. Sorry, I love Finn Balor.
I agree. I agree. I want Finn to get something. And maybe he will get some. I'm pretty sure he will. But I think Gunther's just too strong right now for Damian to dethrone him without some shenanigans. There has to be shenanigans if he does defeat Gunther. Then, main event of Monday Night Raw: Seth Rollins, Seth Freakoff Rollins versus Big Bronson Reed. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I predicted this weeks ago. By the way, I said we are going to see Seth get reunited with his man's Roman freaking Reigns. I said this. All this is leading up to a dope match at Survivor Series, War Games. We're finally going to see a portion of the Shield. We got the Shield going to reunite with the OG Bloodline, the fight the new Bloodline, and then The Rock is going to somehow get involved. Oh man, this is money. This is money. I don't know how they keep finding ways to make the. And then they found another Samoan person to join the Bloodline. Can you look at that? Wow, wow.
Big Bronson Reed. Big Bronson Reed joined the Bloodline last week. Now, I can say that I thought the match was good. I was happy that Bronson won the match, even though it was with shenanigans with the Bloodline, the new Bloodline, and the OG Bloodline. They all went together and did and had their own thing. But I do not agree with you. I don't think it's going to be Seth Rollins. I don't think it's going to be Seth Rollins. I feel that Seth and Roman Reigns reuniting is not going to happen on the Survivor Series. It's too big. It needs to be something that happens where there's no other choice. You know, like I don't think it's a bigger deal of Seth and Roman getting together than Cody and Roman getting together, even because of the story that it is with the brothers, the Shield, the man who ended the Shield, Seth Rollins, who the chair shot heard around the world when he hit Roman in the back for Triple H, you know, and made the Authority and became Triple H's guy. I don't think it's going to be him at the Survivor Series because he said he's not going to team with Roman. He said it. I think, and I know you're thinking Roman, I'm thinking Wise Man. I'm thinking it's going to be CM Punk. CM Punk is going to be the fifth member for the OG Bloodline team.
No.
You just said that. I think it's going to be CM Punk. He's advertised for the show. The Wise Man is missing. And Roman Reigns has never done anything to CM Punk. He wasn't there, first of all, when the Bloodline was just defeating people every night on SmackDown. He wasn't even in the company, let alone on SmackDown. Everybody else has been beaten by the Bloodline. You know, Drew, doesn't matter who you are. Kevin Owens, Cody, Randy Orton, the New Day, the Bloodline beat up everybody. But they never have touched CM Punk. If it is Seth, it's a little predictable. But if it's CM Punk, that's the Paul Heyman guys. Maybe they're in Canada. Could be Brock Lesnar. That's the long shot for me, is Brock Lesnar. But I'm going with Punk. You're going with Rollins, the predictable route.
Yeah, it's a 100% going because they're trying to continue this feud with him and Braun Strowman, so it only makes sense. If you involve Punk, it just make everyone in this mug got beef with each other, so it makes perfect sense. To involve Punk, it's like the people are like, what? Like, why you? What? I mean, okay, I get he's a name, I get that, but you putting Punk these? Nah. I mean, I heard pickles and peanut butter sandwiches go great, but you know what I mean? Like,
I'm just saying, Paul Heyman guys. Paul Heyman guys. Punk's a Paul Heyman guy. They hurt the Wise Man. The Wise Man was going to get hurt that one time. Punk came out. Punk and Cody saved Paul from getting beat to death by Solo. I definitely see Punk being in it somehow, some way. It keeps him away from Drew for a little while. keeps him away from Gunther, keeps him away from the title. It also involves him with Seth because he came in and he can say he took care of Seth's business with Bronson Reed, and then that'll start him and Seth to start back up again. If he interjects himself in it, they can have a kind of like a three-way feud: Bronson, Punk, and Seth after Survivor Series. So you're saying they're gonna go? So Seth Rollins is your guy. So at a scale from 1 to 5, what do you give this Monday Night Raw? This go home show.
A 3.
A 3.
A 3. I mean,
I give it a 3.
It was cool.
I agree. It wasn't didn't get me super hyped. I'm already as hyped as I'm gonna be for the pay-per-view. It's not gonna make nothing. There was no real new predicaments. You know, Rhea, I guess that was the new predicament. But the bloodline, the new bloodline guy, you know, Bronson Reed, that was already out there. I am excited to see this Intercontinental title feud happen. I hope it's on the pay-per-view. And they've been doing a lot of stuff on TV. Like a lot of Raw matches have been out there. So I don't know. But I hope that we get a triple threat match this weekend of Braun Breaker, Ludwig Kaiser, and Sheamus, because I think there's going to be a banger.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool, but I'm really focused on, my main focus right now is this bloodline thing. I think any kind of sideline match right now is cool, but like even this thing that's going on with Karrion Kross and
Wyatt
Six or whatever. And that's cool, but it's kind of like a below mid card thing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how they ruined the Wyatt. I knew they was gonna find a way to fuck it up. I knew they was gonna find a way to mess it up. I knew it.
Well, I think without Bray, you know, God rest his soul, without Bray Wyatt, there's no direction to the Wyatt Six. Yes, I'm not saying that Bo Dallas doesn't have any ideas, but the Wyatt Six is a Wyatt idea, and Wyatt's not there. You know, so it's gonna be what it is right now. It seems to be Bo Dallas is just, you know, picking off his demons from the past now, which is being part of the B team and the Miz Siraj, you know. So I guess he's got to find Curtis Axel and put his fingers down his mouth next. So, yeah, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I mean, I'm just happy that the Miz is a heel again. He's not running around with R-Truth. And R-Truth is just a backstage segment guy again, because, you know, he's older. He just needs to say something wise, wisecrack that's slow at the same time about Pete Dunne and continue to keep on moving, in my opinion.
But if you were to involve R-Truth in any story, it's going to sell. It's going to be hot. Like anything, if you did involve with something, it's going to be goofy, yes, but it's going to be hot.
Yeah, it's going to be hot, but that's just because people know Truth is funny and they remember Truth. Like, you know, Truth's been around forever, so you know who he is. Even if you don't watch wrestling right now, you see, oh, Ron Killings, I know who that is. You know, some people know him from his music. You know, there's a few people that just know, he raps. I know what he does. I like his stuff. Oh, he's cool. You know, so it'll be hot, but he's I don't want to see him get hurt. You know, I don't want to see him, you know, limping around. I don't want to see none of that. I want to see him finish up his career, however long he wants to go, 5, 6, 10 years from now, and he's still able to go and play with his kids. Because he has young kids, so I would rather him just still be healthy, still be able, and go out moving like Cena is going to go out moving hopefully next year.
Yeah, I agree.
And that brings us to this AEW news. I'm not going to get deep into go blow by blow of what has happened with AEW, but I can say this.
No one cares
What?
because no one cares about AEW.
I'm not saying nobody cares. I mean, I want AEW to succeed, um, just as well as no, I do. I want the AEW to succeed. There's some guys I really like in AEW.
Uh-huh.
Don't like I love I like Swerve. I like Swerve. Um Probably my favorite guy in AEW. Shelton Benjamin. Very fond memories of Shelton Benjamin. And Shelton's still killing it. I love Leo Rush. Leo Rush for AEW champion. I'm gonna say it forever. Darby Allen, he's good. But there's just and Kenny's ever on television when he's not doing stuff for New Japan. Not saying, not coming up with excuses at all. I don't want to take guys' spot. Kenny is good for AEW. And the new direction of Hangman Page. The angry family man cowboy dude. Like he's cool. I like it. Adam Page. Christian, one of the best guys ever. Ever in any era. Christian Cage, loving. I don't think there's a direction for AEW. I think there's too much going on. You can't have. I put it like this: if they have the Death Riders, BCC, whatever they are, I feel like the Hurt Syndicate, if they were in that spot, it would be hotter than what it is. If they just put Bobby Lashley in and let Bobby Lashley run through, if Bobby Lashley would have ended Bryan Danielson's career, his full-time active career, and Bobby would have ran through him, and I mean ran through him, not a competitive match. Bobby runs through him. MVP comes out. Shelton comes out. Hurt Syndicate, and they start winning titles. Hell, put a belt on MVP. He's wrestling in GCW here soon. I feel like they would have done it would have been a better story. It would have been a more captivating story than having Moxley as a heel with Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli. If they were the saviors going against the Hurt Syndicate versus Death Riders, I think there would have been a better thing other than Death Riders versus random wrestlers that were the pillars of AEW.
With all that being said, nobody's watching AEW and no one's going to their shows. I'm just saying. I mean, I get it. I watch it because I'm a wrestling fan. And I do. I keep up with AEW. I keep up Hurt Syndicate. I keep up with Ring of Honor because I'm a wrestling fan, and that's why. But at the same time, the issue with AEW, they trying to fix that in 2025, so I can't hate. They are trying to do smaller venues. That's what's up. Y'all need to be doing that. They are trying to do more things with this women's division. I see they're trying to do shit with Britt Baker again. They're trying to do stuff. But my only thing with the women's division is this, and this is my gripe with AEW. Mercedes Moné is making this belt famous around the world. She's not making anything for y'all locker room change. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's supposed to elevate that. You paid her all this money. She got the debut in Boston. She got the little dance, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But she ain't doing nothing for your women's division. I like the Boss better.
The Boss was better.
The Boss had a better finisher.
I think she still pulls that out sometimes. The statement maker. When it comes to Mercedes, Mercedes has done nothing for the division. Like I said many times before, I think Mercedes should have been in the spot to wrestle Tony Storm. Should have dethroned Tony Storm, not Mariah May. I know they were going for a story with that, but Mariah isn't a strong enough champion to be the world champion. The world champion should be your premier female wrestler. That is Mercedes Moné. Mercedes is not having meaningful matches against Chris Statlander, with Chris throwing her through a wall and all this other stuff. And then Mercedes is now abusing Camille. Camille hasn't even been there long enough for you to break her up. Like, why are you breaking their group up already? They just got together. Camille's, I mean, she's been there long enough, but she hasn't been with Mercedes long enough. So it's not really making sense to me. But a lot of things in AEW don't make sense to me. The putting Orange Cassidy as the guy that's going to defeat John Moxley is like having Rey Mysterio is like putting Rey Mysterio 97 and saying he's gonna defeat Hollywood Hogan for the WCW title and bring it back from the NWO. It's stupid. I know they push Orange Cassidy as Superman. I know he's like Superman. He's a god in AEW. Like he's Thor of the Avengers. God damn it! Like he's like coming down, orange punch, beach breaks. You know, he got his hands in his pockets. He's drop kicking you. You know, Sloth style is undefeated. But Moxley no sells everything in AEW. You can't beat him. He's like Batman. You know, he's already outthought you, and now he's getting ready to drop you on your head like 7 times. So it doesn't even make sense. It's not believable. The guy that they have that they've built as their Sting to John Moxley's Hulk Hogan is Darby Allin, who is also small. But at least I know that Darby is willing to jump out of a building to land on John Moxley, and he will kill himself and John Moxley. I don't see none of that type of reckless abandonment with small Orange Cassidy. So I don't know what they're doing there. But I do think that I would like to see, if anybody's going to beat John Moxley for AEW, it should be Swerve. Swerve, which is a believable person to beat John Moxley. Bryan Danielson, whenever he comes back, believable person to beat John Moxley. But the Moxley trying to be a hero and save AEW because he believes that people have lost the purpose of AEW doesn't make sense. All the people that are big stars are not going against John Moxley. Their big stars are Kenny Omega, not there. Hangman Page, he's a heel. You have Will Ospreay, who is a guy that had so much fanfare when he walked into the business. When he walked into AEW, he was the guy. He gets the people up. As soon as his music hits, ba-da-bump, ba-da-bump, people are up. They chanting Ospreay, Ospreay. How come he's not wrestling Moxley? You know, I know they're trying to build it, but they're not even touching each other. He's playing with Ricochet and Takeshita. So I don't get it. I know that they're trying to, well, the only person to beat Moxley is Orange Cassidy. Okay. That's not going to happen again. So I don't know why we're having this discussion. I don't know. To me, AEW has so much potential. They have so many stars. They're going to get Speedball Mike Bailey, who I think is an amazing guy. I think he's making a mistake going to AEW. He should have went to NXT. And he could have stayed in TNA, and he wouldn't have lost the title. He would have just transitioned over to NXT. I would have loved that because he stands out. He doesn't stand out in AEW. I don't know if you heard Ricochet even said that he stopped doing his high-flying flippy moves because he was in AEW and people said all he did was flip. Now he doesn't flip.
Oh. Okay. But you wanted to go there to do the flippy flippy dance with all your friends.
Hmm. But now you don't flip anymore.
So you don't want to do the flippy flippy. Did you do the flippy flippy dance in NXT?
And WWE
Isn't that what they call the Ricochet?
and the Indies. That's New Japan and all that other stuff. He flipped a lot, but I mean, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. To me, I thought he went there to flip to outflip the flippers. That's what I thought. I was like, are you gonna outflip them? Like you're more athletic than the next guy, you know. But now it seems what he's saying is, no, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm gonna be,
Okay.
that's the reason he changed his finisher. He does a little running clothesline type move.
Yeah, similar to Osprey.
Yeah, similar to Osprey. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess to him it makes sense, which is cool. But to me, I'm kind of lost with AEW. I don't know what they're really doing. Um, I just at once I feel like they're just NWA with a bigger budget.
Listen, they need to go to smaller shows. They need to liven it up. They need. The only reason why I watch AEW is to keep up with the Hurt Business. I mean, the Hurt Syndicate, and to keep up with Ring of Honor. That's it. That's what I'm saying. I just watch Syndicate clips. That's the best part for me. That's the only reason I'm happy for that. That I'm happy for, but I don't watch. I don't really keep up with the rest of it for real. But the highlights.
I'm not gonna say that.
I've yet to sit and watch all AEW.
I'm not gonna say that. I watch Collision and I watch Dynamite. Now Rampage is hit and miss with me sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. But if Leo Rush is on there, I'll watch it. I love Leo. Like I said, I think
Yeah.
Leo's money. I think Athena needs to have a little bit more shine on the main show of AEW, not just Ring of Honor. Because she can go. She can go.
But she has no star power, bro.
You don't. I mean,
she has no star power.
Serena Deeb. Let's talk about that. Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb doesn't have any star power unless she's bald with CM Punk and the Straight Edge Society. That's the only time she had star power. Right now, she just blends in.
But her time is coming. I think she knows her time is coming. She's just there to be the filler, kind of like I don't know what, like Johnny Mundo. Like Johnny Mundo knows his time has come, and he's just there.
Johnny's entertaining, like Johnny with the male model guys, like they're doing their thing. Mansoor and Madden, they're good. Like they are funny with Johnny. Johnny was trying to do it with Tyra. That didn't work. Tyra's now with Deonna Purrazzo, and he's with them. But they're just they're funny. They're comedy guys now. I think
but there's a reason why it's not top notch. There's a reason why Athena she has no swag. She just has no,
She doesn't have swag, but she can out wrestle Miss Swag, Miss Monet. Miss Monet has
swag.
She has swag. She has swag, and I will always say this: she has all the swag in the world, but she can only have a good match with Bayley and Charlotte Flair.
Athena is just very Dungeons and Dragons, and just
nothing wrong with that.
I'm just saying.
I mean, ain't nobody over there, touching themselves to her, talking about they want to be with her, no shit like that. But that ain't, that's not what it's supposed to be like either.
Oh, Athena bad. Hold on now. Athena is very attractive. Hold on, Athena bad.
I'm not saying she's ugly.
Not twisted. She gets 3.
I'm not saying she's ugly. She's not sexy. She doesn't pull out the sex appeal card. She pulls out like, man, that's the girl I hung out with, and now I think I'm in love with her. We need to do it. You know what I'm saying?
She did my homework.
You know, we were playing and she beat me at the motherfucking game, and I just want to do her. You know, like that's what it's about with her. But you know, Mercedes is like, yeah, there's that girl at the club that's dancing on the bar, buying drinks for everybody. You know, that's Mercedes. That's the difference. But in ring, that doesn't matter. I would rather watch an Athena match every day than watch one Mercedes Moné match without Charlotte, without one of the four horsewomen there to help be like, bitch, don't do that move because you know you're gonna hurt yourself. And me too.
That's how I feel. Every time I see Sol Ruka in the ring, I feel the same way.
Oh, with that soul snatcher, that finisher of hers.
Man, yeah, you gonna fuck yourself up. Well, I mean, it's cool. It looks cool, but yeah.
I mean, she's talented. I mean, she doesn't worry me. When it comes to NXT, the person that worries me is Nikita Lyons. I think she's gonna hurt herself and somebody else at the same time. You know, I'm glad she changed her wrestling style. But I don't know why she hits people with her butt. I know she's healed now. And then she wants to do the Vader Bomb as her finisher, which is better than the split because the split was messing her legs up. You know, she's walking around with like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and she ain't been wrestling nowhere near as long with 2 knee braces on. You know.
Yeah, I know she got 2. Yeah, she has 2 knee braces. I know.
You know, so I don't know with her, but she's the only woman I would say in the NXT locker room that makes me be like, I think you're gonna hurt yourself and somebody else. You know,
she has no swag. She's just very. She is there's nothing you can like her Athena, people like that. You just can't like throw the noodle to the wall. You know, type ish. It just doesn't stick. I don't know what it is about Nikita. It doesn't stick.
Nikita feels that she's gonna stick because she's down for the cause of twerking. She would be welcome to the Diddy party multiple times. You know, she would go. She's freaked off already. You know, So I think she feels that she does have swag because she's gonna twerk. She's gonna twerk. She got a butt, and she's white. You know, I think that's how they feel. White girl with a butt. She feels it's gonna get her over. She has to stay healthy enough to get over.
Yeah.
I don't see her staying healthy. That's the problem.
I don't see her making the main roster.
I see that happening. I see her maybe getting the Adam Cole treatment, the Vince McMahon Adam Cole treatment on the main roster, which is, hey, I think you might be somebody's manager. You'll be a valet. Yeah, they'll have her walk out with Obafemi. She'll be twerking while he's going to who.
There you go.
So, you know, that'll work. She can pull somebody's leg or something like that. That's how I see her, but I don't see her being I see her making it to the main roster just because her look is different. But I don't see her being a long-term future WWE Women's Champion. Turn it up with Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley on the main roster. I don't see that. That goes to Julia and Stephanie Vaquer and Roxanne Perez and Cara Jade. That goes to those girls. They'll be up there. Next year, they'll be.
That next, we're gonna be the same way we talk about the black and gold. We're gonna talk about this next too.
Oh, the silver era of NXT is gonna be something special. Triple H and Shawn Michaels together, D Generation X, they are cooking with their new hires.
Yeah.
I definitely can't wait to see what happens with them, where they're going with them. So many matches, Asuka versus Julia. It's going to be a heck of a match. It's going to be amazing. Asuka versus Julia is something that I think we're going to just talk about for years on end. Julia versus EO in the WWE. Stephanie versus Bianca, Rhea, you know, yeah, Zarya, the new one, formerly known as Delta. When her and Rhea paired up together, the two Australian women, big Australian girls, WWE's women division definitely has so much more potential than the AEW women's division right now that it's crazy. I hope that AEW gets it together. I hope they place Mercedes. Mercedes and Tony need to touch. They need to start touching here soon. Next year, they need to start building that match. If they won't, they got Mercedes. You got all that money. They need to have Mercedes and Tony Storm be against one another as soon as possible.
Mhm.
But sky's the limit for NXT women's division. Heck, sky's the limit for NXT WWE right now. Trick Williams, Ethan Page, you know, Rich Holland's come along so much from when he was in the Brawling Brutes. You know, my guy, my second favorite current WWE wrestler, Pete Dunne. You know, if he can bounce back from this Butch debacle, he's gonna be the guy when once people can see what he actually can do in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, if he can, that would be fire.
Him and Gunther, they turned. I remember when I first saw that match when Gunther won the NXT European Championship from Butch slash Pete Dunne. That was crazy. That was a heck of a match.
No, it was, and I hope that Pete Dunne get out of the Hell's Kitchen bookie shadow that he was in for years.
You always bring up the look that he had as Butch.
Yeah, I mean, it was terrible.
They all look like that. Him, Ridge, and Sheamus. Sheamus still looks like that.
Yeah, I mean, but Sheamus can do. Sheamus is a two-time WWE champion, so Bush never had a chance.
True, true. He was like Scrappy Doo, like from Scooby Doo. Like that's the way he
Yeah,
was
like Bush
presented.
never really.
Yeah, he didn't have, but
So yeah,
now
I mean,
it's.
I just hope that.
I think he'll get a chance, and I think he'll kill it on the main roster. But sir, before we get off of here, I do want to ask you this question. In AEW right now, we have and hello Mickey. We have two great men, as in Bobby Lashley and John Moxley. They should be, in my opinion, I feel like they should be the leaders of what's going on with this new movement in AEW. What are your thoughts? Who should be the guy to beat John Moxley?
Nobody right now. I don't think that we're in a situation to where we need to involve the championship. Let's just let this Bobby Lashley and Swerve thing go on for a while. When Swerve was doing this thing against Hangman Page, they didn't need a belt because they involved so many other things in the storyline to where it made it more personable. I like it when the feud is personable. I like CM Punk versus Drew. That was personable. The thing with the bloodline, the reason why we enjoy so much, it's about family. It's personal. It's beyond a belt. And to be honest with you, I don't know what's going on with 2024, but some of the views we've been getting from AEW or WWE have nothing to do with the belt. You know, to be honest with you, I mean this shit right here, the way they push Hurt Syndicate and the way they push this thing with Swerve, man, I really hope they can do it big. That you made that thing with Hangman, whatever you did with Hangman Page and Swerve, keep doing that. Get like they said and Bad Boys, man. That's how you drive.
I agree. I agree. Um, I honestly think that Bobby should beat Bobby or Christian because Christian has that contract. You know, I'm not saying Christian should hold the belt forever, but I'm a Christian fan. Christian Coalition, Captain Charisma, Father of the Year, Patriarchy.
Belt.
You don't want Christian to get a belt?
Why? He doesn't. He's all you gotta do is talk about somebody's daddy, and you over now. I mean, your dead father. How come everybody's father dead? Where everybody, nobody AEW got daddy. Like
he only feuds with people with dead. If your father's alive, he does not feud with you.
yeah, if your father dead, no, then I can't call me back a couple years. I can't do nothing with you.
I can't wrestle you until your father's gone. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like it's funny, but I mean, you got him doing his thing. You have Max Caster who's getting ready to, I guess, break out. I feel like Anthony Bowens is going to be that guy. One day, future AEW champion. I think he's a better wrestler than old Max Caster.
You're gonna build a hurt business. I wanted to see Hobbs. I wanted to see Lashley. I wanted to see Shelton Benjamin. You had an opportunity to get that, but you're going. It's like now we get it all over again with this hurt business thing. When you involved Apollo Crews and Cedric Alexander, I didn't want them. I didn't want them involved in it. No, what are you doing? Like,
Cedric,
come on, man.
Cedric was
get
fine.
Leo in there.
Cedric was fine. Leo wasn't there. Cedric was fine. He was fine. Okay, so I know you remember the first person that they wanted was not the first person that they wanted wasn't Cedric. The person they wanted at first was Swerve. No. Ricochet. They wanted Ricochet.
Okay.
So Triple H told him
Cedric Alexander doing now?
He's in NXT.
What's Cedric doing now?
He's in NXT. Hanging out with Javon Evans. He's in NXT hanging out with Javon Evans. He was hanging out with Ashante the Adonis. He's on SmackDown.
What's Apollo Crews doing?
He's on SmackDown. I just know he's on SmackDown. He's doing nothing. I assume he's in catering. I'm glad Shinsuke finally got out of catering, by the way.
Looking like a Tekken character. Look like a final boss in a video game.
Shinsuke, hey, the new look of Shinsuke, it's different, but that's fine. Hopefully I would like to see him dethrone LA Knight. Not that LA Knight's run needs to end. Honestly, I would love to see a champion versus champion match with LA Knight and Cody Rhodes. Just to see where the fans would go. Would you say whoa or yeah?
Neither.
You wouldn't see. You're not an LA Knight fan? Are you not a Cody Rhodes fan? You say screw him.
No. I'm not a fan of LA Knight. I'm a fan of Cody Rhodes, the individual, like the man behind him. But I'm not really a Cody Rhodes. I'm not a goody two shoes type, And LA Knight is just, it's just like you create a character in a WWE video game. And you got LA Knight.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying, like he's a fucking created character in a video game. You just take attributes from people, and then you go into the moveset list and you change his moveset. I mean, dude, there's nothing authentic about LA Knight. He's just an old nigga that tried a million things and finally found something that worked.
Okay, so by that logic, what is original about Cody Rhodes? that he had sex with Brandy and she's black?
Everything about Cody Rhodes is about his legacy, is about his father. He has that to leech off of. He has that to cry off of, and that works for him. He has a stick, his family, his legacy, and this, that, and the third. LA Knight has had so many different transitions. I'm about to call it.
Look, Eli Drake, LA Knight, Sean Ritter, whatever. I feel. I mean, we can continue. We can continue. He had a long road ahead. A long road, not easy at all. NWA, Impact, NXT, WWE, getting ready to be fired as from the modeling agency, and then came back as LA Knight, and lucked out and finally got his big break of being a top guy in the WWE. I look at him and I'm happy for him. Cody, if you want to say about Cody's legacy, yep, he has the legacy of being the brother of Dustin Rhodes, who sounds like he's back on his way to WWE. By the way, because his contract is over with AEW. You have him, and then you have Dusty, an icon. But if you say, okay, you need to be, you got wrestling in your blood, then okay, Randy Orton, third generation wrestler, The Rock, third generation wrestler. How is Cody different than them? Roman Reigns' entire family has slammed somebody once, right? Every male member is in relation to him. Jimmy and Jey Uso. There's a lot of guys that fit in that category of they have a legacy to uphold. Dusty didn't spend a lot of time in the WWE, other than polka dots. And that was near the tail end of his full-time wrestling career. Rikishi spent a lot of time in the WWE. Yokozuna is only known for his WWE stuff. Umaga, WWE. Rocky Johnson, WWE. So if you want to go with that, then Cody's just a white Samoan. So
okay, that's good for you, Samoan. Yes, that's good. Yes, you Samoan, you getting signed.
But he's not original. He's just he's a white Samoan that sounds like a politician, and all the rest of the Samoans come out like they from the hood. Like, hey, what's up, cuz? We're in Jordans and Nike tracksuits. All I'm saying is that if
everything about the old, the way he dresses up, the way he holds the belt on the side, the way the NWA wrestlers will hold the belt so it's in perfect camera view. Everything about Cody represents classic. He's trying to bring the winged eagle back. A lot of things about Cody that are classic. And plus, his tenure in WWE and what he's done with AEW. Everything he did in his career worked. LA Knight just now, he just not. It's like you just now become a millionaire and you talk to a 20-year-old who's been rich about Ferraris. Like, yeah, I had this when I was 16. You knew money, huh? Yeah, I know. Nah, it's been good for me.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
I was a tag team with Randy Orton when I first came in. We had my own faction. You know what I'm saying? I was good when I came in here. I don't know about you, LA. What was you do? Oh, Eli. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think LA Knight, Eli Drake, yeah, he might have borrowed a little stuff from The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that's fine.
Just those two. Just those two.
Hey, just those two. But I mean, he might have stolen a little bit from a lot of people. But okay, you talk about everybody stole a little something from Triple H if you want to be in the WWE. Everybody got to spit a little water sometime. Spit or swallow, brother. You know, when it comes to the game is gonna pick you. I mean, but you said Cody, the way he dresses up, the way he holds the belt. You know, he wants to bring back the classic winged eagle. All those things have nothing to do with WWE. Classic winged eagle belt was held by Randy. No, listen, it was held by Randy Savage. Never wore a suit. Hulk Hogan. This motherfucker wears the same stuff he wears right now. Right now. A ripped shirt, some tights, some cowboy boots. That's Hogan. Then after Hogan, it was The Undertaker. You know what he dresses like. Then after The Undertaker, it was like Bret. Bret wore jeans, a t-shirt, and a leather jacket. All that suit wearing stuff, that's Ric Flair. That's Nature Boy. That's NWA. That's WCW. Ric Flair was in there too. Ric Flair had the belt, but he didn't hold it that long.
Oh.
Man, Dusty.
That's Dusty.
Dusty also wore a mink coat, baby, and some cowboy boots. You know, and
That's look good on TV. Cody his dad. There's nothing wrong with that. I think you were. I'm a Cody hater, but you a Cody hater.
I mean, I'm just saying, Cody is not WWE. Cody is corporate America, brother. And that's all I got to say about it.
Hulk Hogan was corporate America.
No, now he's corporate.
Hulk Hogan buried.
No.
He was perfect there. He said, "Oh, you trying to start a union? So we all get paid the same, huh?" Oh, hey Vince.
We're talking about Terry Gene Bollea, not Hulk Hogan. Terry Gene Bollea. Terry. Now Terry is a political man. That's the reason that he has political office probably pretty soon when Trump appoints somebody else to be like, this is gonna be the president of exercise, brother, in America. And nutrition is Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan's gonna go to little schools with a beer in his hand telling you, brother, don't drink, while he's kicking about 6 real American beers. But Hogan didn't drink. The character of Hulk Hogan was not corporate America. The character of Hulk Hogan was like real American. He was getting ready to go and ride his motorcycle through the city and have kids run behind him, and then he's gonna rip his shirt off for no apparent reason, and then you're gonna throw him a new shirt because you just love him so much, or you're gonna be naked because you love Hogan, brother. That's not Cody. Cody's running around kissing babies, talking about vote for me. Vote for me. Vote for me to be your WWE heavyweight champion. I'm from Georgia, baby. Georgia Bulldogs, woo! Like that's Cody Rhodes. I believe LA Knight is a little bit more original than Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes watched John F. Kennedy and was like, that's gonna be my character, brother. Just waiting for somebody to shoot him from the grassy knoll, brother. I don't know who it's gonna be. Hopefully it's gonna be Roman Reigns. Or The Rock. But I see you enjoying this Cody run more so than you're enjoying this LA Knight United States Championship run.
I mean, it's cool, but yeah, I think Cody deserves it more. LA Knight just finally found something that sticks. He was destined for great things. WWE just didn't see it. But I mean, I'm happy for the individual, but the character itself, I think yeah.
I'm happy for both of them. LA Knight could have gave up and did something else. Personal trainer, B-list actor. He still would have made enough money to live in Hollywood.
He was on Triple H's workout video.
I remember saying, yeah, that was many years ago. But, and he's done a lot of things. He has some acting credits, commercials and all types of stuff. He's been in you don't have to wrestle if you can, at least get a few acting gigs, because in the long run, you don't have to hurt yourself. He loves the wrestling business. You don't wrestle that long if you don't have to, and unless you love it. Is he the best wrestler? No. When I see LA Knight, I feel like the only thing he needs to do is take out that superplex, because he's gonna hurt himself and somebody else.
Possibly.
But I also look at it. Would you rather see Logan Paul continue to be the United States champion?
Yeah. Actually, I would.
Is it because he has media presence?
His media presence, and if Logan Paul can actually wrestle, he can, for the short amount of time he's been in WWE, he's had some really great matches.
That's true, but he also doesn't wrestle on house shows, and each match that he has takes about a month to put together.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, in a month you could put on a great match yourself. Like if we had a month to practice, and somebody flew a rain to our house, we could put on a great match once a month. So I wouldn't want to see Logan Paul's fine as an attraction now, but he shouldn't be a champion. Not in my opinion. If you ain't gonna be on that road, I kind of mind it because
people are paper.
I feel like with him you have a double standard, because you don't like that Liv doesn't defend her title, but you don't care if he doesn't show up except once a month.
No, Liv, you came back to be that bitch, quote unquote. So you do that. He's supposed to be hated as a heel. His shtick is he's a part-timer. Nobody likes part-time wrestlers. And he's famous, and he's a Disney Channel. He has all the go-away heat in the world, which is why I personally think it was great for him to be a champ. You're going to be a heel, be a heel. But this is a social media heel. This is new age. This is what the kids pay attention to. A lot of the people that he got involved, like I Show Speed, like people my age, like who is he? Who was Randy Orton getting broadcast by? But the kids were like, yeah, with that. You know who that is? That's I Show Speed. He has the social media age is how WWE found a way to tap into, and Triple H is smart because he found a way to get that involved. AEW couldn't do nothing like that. They don't know how to get involved with social. They so busy trying to get a direct connection to Japan. They're over here playing checkers while WWE's playing chess.
Well, hold on. They got that boom guy. Well, I don't know. The AJ something. I don't know his name. Big Justice.
Yeah, fuck him.
Big Justice.
That's not his son. I don't want to say fuck him his son because we on live. But fuck him. His son cool. He got nothing to do with it. He can't be his daddy.
Said that's a baby. He's just going along with his daddy tells him.
Yeah, he's cool. No, he's cool. But that was just, dude, that's your ass.
I mean, I agree. But that's social media. He's a social media guy. I mean, you also have to think AEW had Mike Tyson on a few years ago. They had Shaq on a few years ago. They're trying to get some people.
Yeah, they try to get people that are in our age bracket. WWE is getting people that the kids know. That's social media. There's one thing to have a celebrity that uses social media to reach out to people. It's another thing to be a social media star.
I agree. Well, they don't have Mr. Beast yet. So when they get Mr. Beast,
his bars suck.
I never had them, but I did hear they suck. They do suck.
If you're on a diet, they're great because they have no flavor. Most things don't when you're dieting.
He said they don't have them. Damn. But I mean, Mr. Beast, he's the guy when it comes to the kids and social media and all that stuff. But I can say I knew who I Show Speed was, because his love for Ronaldo world renowned. But that kick that Randy Orton gave him was amazing when he was in that prime bomb. It's like, do you not like Speed? Did your kids talk about Speed so much you just wanted to kick the crap out of him?
Who, me?
No, Randy.
Well, I haven't.
Randy,
yeah,
not you.
Randy, yeah.
Because Randy,
if I had kids,
you
you'd have to watch those.
I watch Speed.
Books.
I watch Speed just because I think he's entertaining, and I don't feel like turning the channel on YouTube sometimes. But you know, my daughter doesn't watch Speed. He's not her style. She doesn't like him. He's not hot. Okay, he's not hot to her. But brother, it's been a good one. I think we covered everything. I enjoyed it today. It was a great week in professional wrestling, and Survivor Series is this Sunday. I do have to ask you before we get off of here, who's going over? OG Bloodline? Are there new Bloodline?
Of course, the new Bloodline's going over.
All right, and I think the OG Bloodline with CM Punk are going to go over. And who's going over? Team Rhea or Team Liv?
Team Liv. All the heels are going to win tomorrow night.
I don't know. I think Rhea's already been on a losing path. It's time for her to get her redemption in War Games. But that's it, man. It's been a good one. I enjoyed this conversation, brother. I will love. Hell, I'll see you next week. Well, technically, I'll see you on Saturday. All right, man.
I'll see you Saturday.
See you Saturday, brother.
All right, bro. Peace, man.
Peace.